start of this GAMORA look, we're going to start by gluing her eyebrows down, and this will help to allow the paint to adhere to the face a little bit easier. So what you're going to do is take that Elmer's glue stick, really brush through those hair strokes, and then go in with a little spoolie, a little tiny brush, and really try and push those brows as close as your head as possible. Then you want to go ahead and let it dry and then repeat this step a few times until you feel as though those brows are really as close to your head as possible. They're not sticking out, there's no hairs going other ways. Again, this is to help the application of the paints so that we can cover them up. We're now going to prime our face using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and as you can see, I'm just pressing that into the skin, into the pores, and this is going to help with the application of the paint. Then we're going to start the green GAMORA process. So I'm using two water activated paints here today. We're using Wolfe FX and then Mehron, just because I wanted two different shades of green. As you can see, I'm using a foundation brush to really buff that into the skin. You will have to do several layers of this paint just so it's not super patchy. And as you can see, I'm leaving out the eye area because we're going to be doing eye makeup there in just a few. I then went in with that darker green shade from Mehron, and I wanted to carve out the cheekbones just a little bit and start to really give the face some dimension. I'm going to be using some powder products as well, so this is just a base. Now I want to lighten up that under eye area and really highlight all the high points of the face. So using two more water activated paints, one in white and one in light green. As you can see, I'm just blending those shades in my under eye area, really blending it into the other shades on the face, and I continue to add water to really sheer it out even more. And then I'm just going to keep blending it to really make it look all cohesive and blend it into the skin. Now using this eyeshadow palette from Colourpop, this is the Just My Luck palette, I'm taking these deeper green shades to really carve out those cheekbones even more than we already did with the paints. This is as you would normally put with a bronzer, that's where you'll want to place these shades. I'm also going to contour my nose a little bit and make it look a little bit more defined, just because in the photos that I was using for references, GAMORA's nose was pretty defined, and really just shaping the face even more. We're going to set it now with a little bit of RCMA No color powder. As you can see, I'm setting my under eye, really pretty much my whole face, but focusing on the areas that we highlighted. I now am priming my eyes using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and we're going to start doing the eye look. So we're going back in with the Colourpop Just My Luck palette, and starting with a lighter green shade just in that transition area, going from inner to outer corner, really deepening up that crease, and we'll start to really build the shade more and more until it's as deep as I want for this look. As you'll see here, going in with an even deeper green, same area from that inner to outer corner, but again, just really building it up to be super smoky. GAMORA's eyes are really smoky and sultry, so I wanted to go for that look. You can see I'm creating a very V-shaped on the outer corner and then bringing that eyeshadow in and really blending it into the eye area. Do not forget the lower lash line, which will also be smoking out even more. Now going in with the shade 50/50, using my finger, I'm just pressing this all over the lids. And then we're going to go in with another Colourpop shadow. This is the Jelly Mutt Shadows in the shade Villian Spindle. This is a really cool product. It's new and it's exciting. And actually in the makeup artist for GAMORA's look, I saw that she talked about putting a pink eyeshadow on top. So I thought that this brought the look all together. So really just placing this on top of the other shadows and blending it in, it really gave a nice pop to the eyes. To add to the smokiness and drama of GAMORA's eyes, we're going to add quite a large wing. So first I'm going in with a pencil. This is from Wet n Wild, and I'm really just mapping out where I want this large winged liner to be. Once I've mapped it all out, I'm actually going to go in with another eyeliner from Inglot in number 77, which is essentially just black, and really deepen up that liner even more. This is an amazing eyeliner to use. So really giving her some nice cat eye wings. Next, I'm going to pop on these dramatic lashes. These are from Ardell. They are the Faux Mink lashes in the style 854. And we're also going to put some black eyeliner in the waterline to make it even smokier. This is from Rimmel. Next, we're going to highlight the face using the Jeffree Star Platinum Ice palette in the shade Alien Ice. Of course, spraying it with some Anastasia Dewy Set, and really just putting those on the high points of the cheeks to make her glow from space. Absolutely love using this highlighter. It had a nice green tint to it, so it was perfect for the look. Now doing her lips, this is from Colored Rain in the shade Ivy Liquid Lip. We're also going to put a little bit of Equality Lip from Jeffree Star to really give that nice ombre effect. Using a silver water activated paint from Mehron, I'm going to start to sketch out all of the beautiful silver features on GAMORA's face. I would say this is certainly her signature look right here, so I used a reference picture and started to draw all those designs all over her face, including her cheekbones, which I think are super prominent, so you'll see that this is really important for the look. Using the darker shades and that eyeshadow palette, I'm going to start to shade underneath these silver areas that we drew. And this is really to give the illusion as though the silver areas are actually raised. And it really does bring a little bit more dimension to the face and really makes it look more prominent on her cheekbones, just as she does in the movies. Once we're done with her face, we're going to move back to the chest area. As I mentioned earlier, you do have to do a few layers of the green, so you'll see me here just painting that another layer of the green paint. And now I'm trying to fill in all the areas where her jacket is not going to be, so the arms, a little bit more on the neck and the chest area. Once we're finished with the green, we're going to start to sketch out all of the gems on her jackets. Again, I used a reference photo, so I was really looking at that photo and then sketching out all of the gemstones that I'm going to be painting. Using the silver Mehron Paradise paint, we're just going to start to fill in the gemstones. You're going to be shading these a little bit later, so it's okay if they don't look very defined at this moment. They're going to be given more dimension later on in the tutorial. So once you are finished filling in all the squares, we need to fill in all the black areas. So using a black Paradise paint, I start to sketch out where I want the black to be. This again is a paint that you need to do several layers with. So right now I'm just placing down one layer and then using a small detailed brush to put the black around all of the gemstones. I want to make sure that this is detailed enough and the bigger brush wouldn't be able to get into these small crevices. So first I'm going to outline all the gems and then go in with the larger brush to really build up that black color. But I did end up doing about 2 or 3 layers of the black just to get to the blackness and the deepness of the black that I needed for GAMORA's jacket. So once I have finished with all of the black, as many layers as I'm going to do, we are then going to move on to some of the shading. In all the reference photos that I looked at, GAMORA's chest area was quite detailed, so I wanted to start to build up the shading and the highlighting in this area to make it look a little bit more dimensional. So using that eyeshadow, I'm starting to build the shadows and really just bringing it down and blending it into the skin. I also wanted to make it look as though the jacket was sitting on top of the skin, which is why I do that shading underneath the jacket. When you're shading, you have to do highlighting as well, so that's what I'm doing here on top of the chest area, really creating those light shades using those lighter Paradise paints and just blending it in to make it look a little bit more realistic. Once you are done highlighting the chest area, we're going to add a few details to the jacket that are relevant for her costume. I'm putting some blue Paradise paint on the left and right side, and then also giving her a little bit more of a collared section of her jacket. We are going to do some more shading on the gemstones. So what I'm doing is taking some black eyeshadow as well as some black paint. And I'm starting to really shade all of the gemstones so that they look a little bit more realistic. You'll want to do this to pretty much all of the gemstones on the jacket. I'm also going to continue that shading and highlighting on the neck. And then I also ended up popping in some green contacts just to bring this look to another level. And I hope that you like how it turned out. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.